Hey, Jeff Moore here with another one of those question and answers. A question I get very frequently is, what's the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker? Is there a difference? And we just call everybody realtor, right? Well, here's the answer. Number one, an agent, a real estate agent, has taken a few courses and passed the test that the California Bureau of Real Estate provides in order to become a licensee. So a real estate agent is basically a licensee. They're allowed to do real estate underneath the supervision of a real estate broker. A broker then takes on the responsibility of those underneath them. So if an agent is doing business, a real estate broker is doing business, supporting that and overseeing that to make sure everything's in its place and legal and ethical, etc. I mean, think about it. When you sell a house, you got a stack of paper an inch thick. When you buy a house, you got a stack of paper an inch thick. When you finance a house, you got an inch and a half of paperwork, right? So somebody's got to know where all that paperwork goes, because if everything is in place, you have to worry about by the time you want to close, oh, did we get such and such in that file? A broker oversees that and makes sure that everything's up to snuff. Now, a realtor, that's something a little bit different. A real estate agent licensee or real estate broker, they can voluntarily join the California Association of Realtors, and by extension the National Association of Realtors, and say, you know what, I agree to do my business and live by the code of ethics that that NAR and CAR, National Association of Realtors and California Association of Realtors, and I can use the word realtor because that's their designation of somebody who has committed to do their business just by that code of ethics. Basically, it canonizes, it formalizes the ethics and the morality and the fairness by which you promise to do your business. And they'll treat your clients with dignity and respect and honor and honesty, that kind of thing. Now, something else I receive by being a realtor, I look over at my other computer where I get all my emails. Every day I'm getting some kind of update from CAR, from NAR, from IVAR, which I'm a member of the Inland Valley Association of Realtors. I'm getting more and more updates saying, hey, here's what's happening out in the marketplace. Be aware, be aware. Because we have people who have their house listed, and somebody may go and get into the house and rob the place. Or if somebody who is unethical may come and represent themselves as an agent, and they are allowed to come into the house, they can case the house and see what kind of belongings are there so that they can come back at another convenient time to fill up the back of a truck. Case in point, I got a call on one of my listings, a fellow who was a broker and he was a realtor. And he calls me up and says, hey, Jeff, I'd like to show this particular property tomorrow. And I said, we cannot show it this weekend because the seller has said, no, we're not available to show this weekend at all. And we'll be showing it at the end of next week. So please I'll keep your number. I'll be happy to give you a call, that kind of thing, right? And so, okay, great. Well, let me know what's available, he told me. The next day, he goes to the house where my client, now I can say it after the fact, my client actually happens to be a widow living on her own, an aging person who wants to sell her home. And he goes directly to the house where right on the MLS it says, don't contact the owner. Right on the MLS it says, we're not showing this till next week. Verbally on the phone, I told this fellow, no, not until the end of next week. But he went directly anyway. And he bullied himself into the client's house. Now she's in her house with a guy she doesn't know who had a business card, and people that he brought with him to her home. They go through the house, they see everything under the auspices of being a realtor showing a house, and aren't you glad I brought somebody? Now, that was unethical, absolutely wrong. Add to that this fellow also talked with her about some of the dollar figures on the sales price and how much would she really settle for. This is a total breach of ethics and contract, because I had actually signed as her agent. I'm acting in agency as a real estate broker to negotiate for her. He's talking direct, absolute violation of the code of ethics that we agree to uphold. And so when he finally did leave, she was scared. She was rattled. She called me up. She called her son up, who was calling me while she was talking to me, and he's furious. Hey, why did my mom have to host somebody she doesn't know and bring in strangers into the house? That's a great question. I got a hold of this fellow who had brought in strangers, and I explained to him that he was way out of line. Here's what I'm looking at. When you have somebody who says, hey, you've got your house listed, can I bring these people? They're ready to buy it right now. Don't let them in. Don't let them in. Have your agent act as that buffer between you and Lord only knows who. Because certainly I don't ever want you to have some stranger walking through your house, seeing what property you have in the house, seeing where the doors and windows and what are and are not ajar and shut and locked. Or worse yet, some of the information that we receive regularly from the associations of realtors are agents when they're by themselves, or definitely clients when they're by themselves, are exposed to physical harm, and it happens. People are subjected to things that we can just prevent. So I encourage you, hey, let your real estate agent, broker, realtor, let them represent you, and never let anybody in your house alone. Never, never, never. I hope I can list your house for you and get you top dollar. I hope I can buy a house for you and get an aggressive purchase for you. I hope I can finance if you want to refinance or purchase. I can take care of all those things for you. I hope you'll give me a call. Jeff Moore at Moore Realty and Moore Mortgage. Email me at jeff@jlmoore.com. Give me a call at 951-254-3303. I'd love to take care of you. Don't settle for anything less. Until then, I'll see you out there.